Hello, my name is Mandy Kay, and this is 30 Second Chew. This week, I want to talk to you guys about the pains of insurance and why you need to take control of your own process. I know that a lot of you aren't using insurance because bariatric surgery often isn't covered, or because you're not in the United States where healthcare is complicated and tricky. But there's still a lesson for you in my story, I promise. When I decided to look into the surgery, one of the first things I did was read other people's experiences with insurance requirements. Those requirements seemed to run the full gamut of what you might expect. Some required years of supervised weigh-ins, and others required nothing. Some required 3 to 6 months of a supervised weight loss plan, while others required nothing other than a psych eval and an approved surgeon. Some plans covered procedures that other plans would not. It felt like no two insurance companies were alike when it came to covering these procedures, but it did seem as if the majority of plans required a 3 to 6 month supervised diet prior to approval. So I called my insurance company to verify coverage and the prerequisites, and the rep confirmed that I did indeed need 3 months of a supervised diet in addition to a psych consultation, nutrition consultation, and surgical consultation. As I mentioned in the last episode, the more I looked into the various weight loss surgeries, the more interested I became in the SIPS procedure. But I didn't know if it was covered or not. I hated the idea of calling my insurance company again. Because really, who likes to talk on the phone? So I did what any semi-internet savvy person would do. I Googled. And that's when I found a document that outlines exactly what my insurance company covers and what the eligibility is. And curiously, there wasn't a single mention of a medically supervised diet. What? I went through those requirements over and over again to make sure I understood them, and because they were different from what the rep told me, I had to call them again. And again, I was told that there was a diet requirement. When I mentioned that I had found that eligibility document online and it didn't include the medically supervised diet, I was put on hold. Eventually, she came back and apologized. I was right, and they were wrong. There used to be a diet requirement, but that eligibility criteria had been removed in 2014. That bears repeating. The requirements had changed 2 years before, and the reps were still giving out the old information. Moral of the story? Always, always, always ask questions and do your own research. And this extends beyond basic insurance requirements. I've read so many horror stories from folks who had their insurance paperwork lost or simply buried on a desk while they patiently waited for weeks or even months for the process to sort itself out. This is your health we're talking about. This is your body we're talking about. Stay on top of the process. Call your insurance company. Call your doctor's office. Ask questions. If something doesn't sound right, speak up. Doctors and admins are humans too. They make mistakes. And you have every right to question things that involve your health. In the end, I only needed 4 things. I had to meet the physical requirement, which was having a BMI over 40 or a BMI over 35 with comorbidities. I had to have a consultation with a surgeon. I had to have a consultation with a psychologist. And I had to have a consultation with a nutritionist. That's it. 4 things. So I made my appointments, and I would complete all of them by May 2nd of 2016. And so I was suddenly dreaming of a June surgery date instead of what I originally thought would be August or September. And while it was touch and go for a few days, I did get my June surgery date. But they wouldn't submit my paperwork until I had the surgeon mandated endoscopy, which was scheduled for a week before my surgery. That was cutting it just a little too close for comfort to me. But they did submit it on that same day, and my insurance company has a 48-hour turnaround time for approvals, and with me at least, they stuck to it. At least I think they did, because they actually never notified me. I called them the next day and found out I had been approved. I don't actually know when they would have notified me. What I do know is that if I hadn't called both my insurance company and my surgeon's office multiple times, it wouldn't have happened so easily or quickly. Don't rely on the system to get things done. Next week, I'm going to talk about head hunger and why it's such a rat bastard for so many of us. If you have any topics or questions you'd like me to talk about, you can find me on Twitter at Mandi K, or you can submit a question through our website, www.eloquentgushing.com. And here's my protein tip of the week. Make protein coffee by adding cold brew coffee concentrate to your chocolate or vanilla protein shake. "30-Second Chew" is a production of Eloquent Gushing. You can find out more about Eloquent Gushing, including additional podcasts, on eloquentgushing.com, or you can follow us on Twitter at Eloquent Gushing. Any opinions expressed during 30-Second Chew are solely those of Mandi K. Ottaway and should not replace advice from a medical doctor. If you have questions or concerns about a medical condition, please ask your doctor or other medical provider.